Empty pots, full heart. It was one of those mornings when silence felt heavier than hunger. The kind of silence that sits in your chest and hums like a broken fan. Amma sat on the floor beside an empty pot, tracing circles on its surface with her thumb. The metal was cold, like the morning breeze sneaking through the cracks in the wooden door. Kabi, her 8-year-old son, was still asleep on their thin mat. His small stomach rose and fell, calm and peaceful, the opposite of hers, which grumbled like thunder trapped in her ribs. She hadn't eaten in 2 days, but when he'd asked for dinner last night, she'd smiled and said, "Let's save the food for the morning, okay? Food tastes better with sunlight." He believed her, because children always believe the people they love. By 6 a.m., the streets were alive. Sellers shouting, trotro horns screaming, the smell of fried dough and exhaust fumes blending in the air. Amma stepped outside, adjusting the scarf on her head. She carried her empty pot like it was treasure. She was heading to the community kitchen, a place where leftover food from restaurants was given to struggling families. But today the line was already too long. The woman in charge, Auntie B, shook her head. "Hey, Amma, today no food. Oh, the truck didn't come. Maybe tomorrow." Amma forced a smile, nodding like she understood, but her eyes were glassy. Tomorrow. That word had become her enemy, always promising, never delivering. She walked back home slowly, her sandals scraping the dust. On her way, she passed a group of women chatting by the roadside. One of them whispered loud enough for her to hear, "Always walking with that empty pot. Does she think pity can cook?" Amma didn't respond. She just kept walking, not because it didn't hurt, but because she couldn't afford to stop. Back in their little room, Kabi was awake. "Mama, are we cooking today?" Her heart clenched. "Yes," she said softly. "We're cooking hope." He laughed. "Hope doesn't smell like jollof, Mama." She smiled, but her eyes said something else. She filled the pot with water, not for soup, but for illusion. She wanted Kabi to believe food was coming. The sound of boiling water comforted him. It sounded like normal. While the pot simmered, she prayed. Not the loud kind, just quiet whispers that mixed with the steam. "God, if you're testing me, at least let my boy sleep through the hunger." As the sun started to set, there was a knock on the door. Amma hesitated. Visitors were rare. Outside stood an old man, thin, tired, and holding a bag of bread. "Madam, please, can I use your fire to warm this?" She blinked, confused but nodded. "Yes, of course." He sat by the pot and smiled. "You cooking something nice?" She laughed awkwardly. "Just boiling water." He nodded slowly, then said something that made her heart stop. "You remind me of my mother. She also boiled water and told us supper was coming. We didn't know until years later that she had nothing." Amma looked down, tears burning behind her eyes. Without another word, the man broke the bread in half and handed her a piece. "Please, eat with your son." She wanted to refuse. Pride almost made her. But hunger and humility go hand in hand. She whispered, "Thank you." That night, she tore small pieces of bread, soaked them in the warm water, and served it in 2 plastic bowls. To anyone else, it was nothing. To them, it was a feast. Kabi giggled. "Mama, see? Hope tastes good." Amma laughed, a shaky, tear-stained laugh that came from deep in her soul. The next morning, she went out again. Same pot, same scarf, same faith. But something was different. As she passed by the roadside women again, the old man was there, talking to a small group. He pointed at her and said, "That woman is stronger than hunger." They turned, watching her walk with her head high, pot swinging gently by her side. And that day, for the first time, someone called her name not out of pity, but out of respect. Months later, Amma had found a small job cleaning at a canteen. Every day, after her shift, she took leftovers home in her old pot. It was dented now, stained with smoke and memories, but it was hers. Whenever she saw another mother struggling, she shared what little she had. "We'll eat together," she'd say. No pot should stay empty for long. Her story spread, not as a tale of poverty, but of power. Because that's the thing about mothers like Amma. They don't wait for miracles. They become them. Quote from Amma, the mother. "An empty pot can still hold love. You don't need much to feed a soul, just heart, hope, and a reason to try again."